Spoilers for the following games. Now, I can already see some raised eyebrows. How can the real Fredbear, the epitome of joy and hope, be a dirty, bloodthirsty red? However, I would like to inform you that upon close inspection, there's a lot of evidence to support this theory. First, let's cut the crap. Much like how the USSR, in spite of its constant saber-rattling about freeing the working classes and smashing capitalism, didn't actually do all that much in terms of expanding, outside of building some of the tiny neighbors in submission, neither does the real Fredbear actually actively help a good rival sport in his quest to save the kids. He doesn't step in to stop the phone guys, the epitome of capitalist exploitation, and actively ignores Dave, a symptom of resisting against the bourgeoisie, but one that seeks to destroy the very elements of stability they cling onto instead of actually building a socialist society. In other words, Dave is the personification of fascism, and the real Fredbear lets him run free and potentially harm more kids, just to fit his agenda. We'll touch more on that in a bit. He only steps in the good ending, where he battles Far-4, a figure representing other strain of socialist thought, wishing to liberate the workers of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza from their chains, but being subtly manipulated by Dave.
Hello there!
A situation similar to how the Soviets announced any revolutionary not aligned to them was a social fascist, either wishing to subvert the revolution from within or are manipulated by men who did. As expected, instead of explaining to Far-4 why his actions only helping continue the excesses of Fazbear entertainment, or worse, replacing them with something even more horrific, nah, he just kills him and lets Dave get away. This is a clever reference to how the Soviets frequently purged socialists, or even other communists, who actually developed empathy and taught socialists about such things as the proletariat and not about starving babies to death in Siberian gulags. In Dayshift at Freddy's 3, this is further expanded, when the real Fredbear is supposed to fight Henry Miller, a canonical, literal fucking Nazi. He chickens out, leaving the man to grow more and more power and potentially free from his prison to the real world. Just like how the Soviets were too busy building defense to actually stop the Nazis. Furthermore, they aided their conquests by trade, giving the isolated Axis powers resources necessary to carry out their blitzkrieg across Europe. Few in the West want to remember that the main reason Germany conquered Poland was that the Soviets hit it from the back, capturing the swamplands the Polish army planned to retreat and wage a partisan war from, and even fewer acknowledge that the tanks which raced to Paris in 1940 were fueled by Caucasian oil. Some of you might say, but hold on, if he refutes today, he returns in Dayshift at Freddy's 2 and beats up Dave's trap. I mean, yeah, but only in the good ending, in which case you would have already spent a week undermining the aubergine's shitface's plans, leaving it up to the real Fredbear to deliver the finishing blow. Much like how the USSR waited for Japan to be bled dry by years of war against the United States, the Chinese united front and the European powers, before moving in and capturing the nearly undefended Manchuria, Korea, and South Sakhalin. Now, let's talk Old Sport.
Hello there!
Old Sport is 1920s Germany. Much like how the USSR helped the Germans get back on its feet after its defeat in the First World War, to try and give the Western powers a threat to distract them from the proletarian nation's reconstruction and remilitarization, so too does the real Fredbear need Old Sport to fly to buzz around Henry and Dave to hopefully free the kids at some point. And much like how the Soviets came to regret their decision once their sterilized experiment got out of hand and invaded half of Europe, so can the real Fredbear realize today that the tangerine creature he gave life to has no intention of giving the lost souls the happiest day. So yeah, that would be all. But hey, that's just a theory. A sleep-deprived theory. Thanks for watching.